Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna look at a guide as it relates to setting arena defenses. So I've had quite a few people ask me about what offenses I use and defenses and tips and tricks to get a new tier of rank such as C3, C2 and all that good stuff. Now for starters, can I have no defense here? I don't know. I must place at least one monster, but I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, now in arena, when you're pushing for a new rank, whether it be C1, C2, C3, all the way up to G3, and who knows, if you're that good, you can probably get legend. There are certain things that you have to do. Like for starters, the most important thing that you need to be mindful of is your offense team. How fast is your offense team, right? 30 seconds is the time that you should aim for. Like every defense that you hit should be, the match should last for 30 seconds and at most 1 minute. Now, as it relates to defense, actually this is a defense video, so I should focus more on that. So, as it relates to defense, there are generally four different types of defense. You have tank or stall defense. So the first one with tank or stall defenses, where the whole idea around that team is to delay the opponent from winning quickly, right? Usually most tank defenses are beatable, but it's just that it takes time, and that's what the enemy player is aiming for, to take as much time from you. Some of them cannot be beat. Well, your rune quality will decide whether or not you'll be able to beat them. So yeah, so we call those the tank or stall team. Some of them can be tank but not necessarily stall, because they may have some strong offensive power. For example, Carnal, a good tank defense, and eventually will kill you if you stay too long in there, because he has his own sustain as well. Anyways, so for what I'm running here, I'm actually running the tank team, right? So the whole idea is to delay the opponent from winning. I mean, there's a threat there. You could say the Wind Monkey and the Alphas. Now, that's it for the tank team. The next team we have is the speed teams. Now, these teams are basically they usually look like this. Now, these teams are basically designed to outspeed the opponent and kill them on turn one. Kill them on turn one. That's the whole idea, to get the first turn, to prevent them from getting cleaved and all that kind of thing. So let me see. So let me see, just imagine for a moment that, let's see, where is she? Yes, imagine for a moment that this is Savannah. Right, just imagine for a moment that this is Savannah, and another team that you'll see is what do I normally see paired with Savannah? It's usually a healer. Now these teams, so we're not thinking Masha, we're thinking Savannah right here. So these kind of defenses are just designed to kill you on turn one, with sometimes a little bit of sustain. Usually there isn't sustain, and there's usually another offensive unit that I can't remember who it is right now, but that's the idea. They get the first turn, because with a team like this, they don't derp. These teams don't really derp. Clara will never derp once she gets the first turn. So that's it for like the speed defense teams. Another speed defense team that you will likely see, I still see it up to this day. You might find, where is it? It's a very old school unit. Where is it? And I can't seem to find it. Yes, Bernard. You might sometimes see a Bernard, Bastet, and Lucian. You might sometimes see them. Not regular, but you might see them at times. Like, I usually stay away from these teams because my Swift runes aren't not that fast to outspeed, but you get the idea. Another one, which is another speed offense team, and let me not say speed offense, but another speed defense team is, I recently started seeing it. I think it's because of the legend tournament I went by. So it's usually this one and Odin. I believe I have a Odin. Yes, I do. I can't, yeah, there he is. Odin. And something else to give. So at the fourth monster here would be like a monster with shield set. So let me just use a Guild War setting. So you might see this Artusarian. Now basically the whole, or another attack bar booster. So basically the whole idea of this team is to get first turn Odin buffs and basically one-shot stuff. So yeah, like if you know you don't think you can outspeed, don't hit it. Another one, I think that's it for the speed defense team. So you have the tank. So going over with the first one would be the tank ones, and then the second one would be the speed clears, right? The fast speed teams. Now another type of defense that I see is where the third one would be where they try to do everything in one match. Like, it's so crazy. You don't know you don't know if they're trying to outspeed, if they're trying to stall. You don't know what they're trying to do. So it's basically a combination of both tank, speed, and damage. That's basically it. So usually it's gonna be a 33% speed lead. So Peace Armor, Vanessa, or the newer 33, I believe the Wind Surfer. I don't remember his name. But yeah, it would be that. It would be that, and probably, so Clara would come again. Clara would come again. Where is she? Where is she? I think this is the next thing that come to us would to implement, to have a search box where you can search and filter the monsters that you have. I can't seem to find her. I need to find her. I need to put her for demonstration purposes. Okay, Clara. So it would be like getting first turn, not term, and trying to tank at the same time while doing damage. So it would be something like it could be like a Vigor and a Molly. No, let me not use Vigor. I don't see Vigor as much these days. I'd rarely see Vigor. There was one time I used to see a lot of Vigor. So it'd be like this. So Peace Armor would be there for the damage. Clara would be there to ensure the first turn. And Abelio would be there to heal. Heal and stall. And then the fourth monster would be there. I just remembered it and forgot. I don't remember what the fourth monster was. Yes. So it would be something like a Alphas. Yes. So we have this guy trying to go first. We have this guy. We have the Clara trying to go first. And then Peace Armor to do damage. And then this guy to basically stall and heal. And this guy to just stall and heal and do damage. So these kind of teams is what you like. So they try to do everything. They try to incorporate as much variables into one defense. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And most of the time that it doesn't work is because the units paired together are just rather silly. They're trying to do so many things on turn one that they effectively don't do anything at all. Players fall into that trap quite often. Then we have the fourth type of defense. Now, I don't have the units, but I do have their counterparts to demonstrate. So let's take this chow for a Leo. So you'd have a Leo, and I don't have a demon monster. So let's just say this is our demon. Alright. So it would be the light demon, and sometimes it can be the other two monsters will either be Lucian or some LD not 5. So the whole idea is that they would the attack bar for the light demon would go up and everybody moves and slaughters you. So that's basically it with the Leo teams. And to be honest, those type of defense are probably, if not the most easiest to counter, because all you need to do is just have a monster on will runes, or you just build a double nemesis will Megan, and it's GG. I mean, if you lose, it's probably due to some RNG and so forth. So anyways, as it relates to what monsters that you should use, so let's say you're climbing from C1 to C3 or C1 to C2. If your monster box is not high, let's assume for a moment that you have no premium not 4s or not 5s. So a free to play way to go from C1 to C2, a free to play way. I haven't actually thought about this. Like, I mean, it can work somewhat. A free to play way, for starters, you can probably use a Vermos for starters. So a Vermos would work for starters. Notice I'm emphasizing that. And then we have Arena. Yes. From C1, no, not C1 to C2, my mistake. From Fighter 3 to C1. Let's say you have no premium units, like this will work. This will work. And probably like let me see where, but then again, Rena is not an obtainable unit. I mean, she's not free to play. It's not something that you can go and get right now, but I mean, it's close to being free to play. Very close. So okay, I made a, yeah, so that's 2 units you'd see. Another one you might see that you might use is Skoggle, but Skoggle is not, by now everyone should have a Skoggle, so I'm gonna put Skoggle there. By now everyone should have a Skoggle. There are too many not 4 events that come to us give that everyone should have a Skoggle by now. So a next unit would be like a healer of some sort, but there's nothing. So this basically be your soul damage dealer, right? Their Skoggle. So these defense can take you from Fighter 3 to C1. It can work. It's just that you need good rune quality for it to work. Now, I forgot to mention this earlier, but for teams, for another speed defense teams, would be units like Triton in place of Clara. So that's a point to note right there. So moving on, if you're going from C1 to C2, now you will need some level of premium units unless your defense is really pay to win, but we'll get there. So if you want to build a tank team, like tank team are usually the safest to go with, because whether or not they derp, it won't affect the outcome of the match too much, right? Too much. So for tank teams, you could use like for starters, you want a monster with HP lead, right? HP lead. Now the only monster that I have with the most HP lead is Beth. So 44% HP lead. So in place of Beth, you would use something like Wind Monkey What's the next unit? Carnal. Carnal would be exceptional. Very exceptional. And then you would have units like Nana. Nana the Water Mage. One of the most toxic units in the game. So after, I don't have a Nana sadly, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll get one someday. But so you'll have a Carnal, and then you'll have a Abellio. Now where's the Abellio? Where is he? I do have an Abellio. I can't seem to find him right now. Should be right there. Why am I not seeing them? I don't know where he is. Where is he? Where is he though? I'm not seeing the is he on island? No, he's not. So where is the Abellio? Time is going. Where is the oh, there he is. Okay, so the Abellio would be built on a tank build. Right now I have him on damage, but the idea would be to build him on a tank build, probably like Violent Nemesis with a 100% resistance. That should work. And then we'll have units like Molly or Alphas or Triana. Those units will work fine. Right now my Triana is not built for defense, it's actually built for siege because there's destroy runes right there. So yes, and having destroy runes as on your defense monster is kind of redundant, because the whole idea, the real value of destroy runes is when the match is going on for a really long time. And if you're rushing, that should not be the goal. You should not be staying in the match for a long time for defense using destroy runes to win the other guy. That's not the idea there, but you get the idea. So yeah, so if you want to push from C1 to C2, like you're going to want to start using defenses like these. Not exactly these units, but monsters that are designed to stall you. So Carnal, Water Mage, Kinky if you're lucky to have one, Molly, Triana of course as you're seeing here, and you will have what other units like a light? No, that's too far into the pay to win now. That's pay to win zone. So those are the typical tank units you will see on the way to C1, on the way to C2 rather. Now sometimes you will see monsters like the twins, the Shina and Martina. I don't have Martina, I only have Shina. You'll see units like the double twins. I can only somewhat replicate them somewhat, so it'd be like 33% speed lead. Sometimes a Triana will be there, sometimes of Water Mage will be there. So let's imagine that this is yeah, so this is what it would look like. So in place of the light boomerang girl right there, it would be Martina, and then in place of Peace Armor you would see Vanessa and then Triana. Sometimes you'll see Water Mage in place of Triana. Now this type of team, the beauty of it, so this is basically one of those, this would basically fall into the category of team 3. They're trying to do so many things on turn 1 and it somehow synergizes and works out. So this is basically like a speed team, but at the same time it has some elements of stall because Triana is there. In place of Triana you'll find a Water Mage, and there is damage, so that's incorporating 3 different variables and somehow they are working. Sometimes it will work. Like the whole idea is like you'll find these people on like Shield Will and they're really fast, and if you don't get the first turn you're most likely going to lose unless you're using a Tiana that's on high resistance and the Tiana doesn't get stunned. Then Tiana cuts and you know the AoE cleanse, boost the top bar, AoE strip and all that good stuff. Sometimes though Well, most of the times, well, all the times, the Shiner is not speed tuned to the Martina. So most of the times my Tiana will cut. So yeah, that's the idea. And you can use that same lineup from C2 to C3. Now, as it relates to G1, if you're pushing for G1, you should have a very good defense. You can still go with the tank defense, and you can still go with the speed defense. So I've listed 3 types of defense. You have the first one would to the speed clear. It tries to kill everything in one go at the cost of sustain, at the cost of sustaining type skills such as heal, revive, cleanse, and all that good stuff. Then you have the second team. No, the first one was the tank team. The second team is to kill everything on turn 1. The third team is to do a bit of everything. And then you have the fourth team, which is the Leo kind of team, which sometimes doesn't work. I think that's the worst out of the 4, but you get the idea. If you want to like reach to G1, like, it's not so much your defense, but it's really your offense. You have to hit more than how you're getting hit, right? So for offense, you need at least like 3 fundamentally different offense teams to actually push the G1. I mean, you can have like one really good one and it's working for every team, but really and truly you want a backup team. So for me personally, for the first 4 decks that you're seeing right here, they're technically, no, the first 3, they're technically the same thing. It's just that one monster changes, right? So this team is designed to slaughter everything on turn 1, like at the cost of sustain. So those are the teams that you want to use. You use teams that only last the most 30 seconds. Anytime you're going above 30 seconds to win the match, chances are you will not reach the goal that you're trying to accomplish, that new rank, achievement, whatever it may be. So at least 3 different types of offense units. One that is speed. So this would be an example of a first type, one that is speed. Now this team wouldn't be suited for this because there's no need to try to get first turn. With a lineup like this team most likely will get first turn without a speed lead. So instead of bringing a speed lead, it's better you go with something else that can push more damage into this. You understand? So like that. So let me look for a speed team right here. Okay, this is a tank one, right? For this particular team, most likely I'm going to get turn 1 whether or not I have speed lead. So there's no point in bringing a speed lead into this. That team falls under the category of team 1. I mean team 1 type of team where they're just tanking, trying to stall. I mean, this, for all I know, this could have been a Swift Savannah, but there's no point in having a Swift Savannah in this lineup. It doesn't help the other guys. So yeah, so you can see slaughter everything. Now before you say that this is premium, you don't have Ongyoku, yes, that's quite fine. There are replacements. Like the best AoE nukers are not 5, so all you need is just one of them in place of Ongyoku. As it relates to Zyros, you can use something that can provide AoE reset. Okay, I'll admit it, Zyros is a luxury here. In place of Zyros, use Akia or the Light Homunculus. They have some AoE reset going on if I remember correctly. Now this team is basically the team that tries to get first turn and slaughter everything on turn 1. This is the team that I wouldn't hit. I wouldn't hit it because I'm not getting first turn. The likelihood of me getting first turn is very low. The only way I win is if this Triton derps, which it probably won't. You understand? So these kind of teams would fall under the category of team 2, where they try to get first turn. So let's see if I can outspeed. I doubt I will outspeed still, but let's see what will happen. So he gets first turn as expected, that derps, and I'm pretty much dead. There's no way I'm going to win this. The only way I win if Galleon violent procs and put armor break and then my Kinky would slaughter. No, that didn't happen, so I'm not gonna win either way. Let's see, watch how much damage is he doing. If he stuns King, I love it when that happens when Peace Armor kills another Peace Armor and, you know, animation. You see? Like the moment the dot came off, I lost. The moment the dot came off, I lost. The moment the dot came. Let's try again. No, I'm not trying again. No. Let me look for another. Okay, this. You remember, I mentioned this team earlier. Except that in place of Savannah. No, this is the type of teams that I really don't like. I hate the most. They're trying to do high damage. They're trying to get first turn. They're trying to tank you. They're trying to heal it out. And they're trying to stall you. These type of defense are very annoying to deal with. It's very simple in a sense that, but I don't like to hit these defense. I really don't. Like, I'm gonna hit it still just for demonstration purposes. But if I were to hit this is the team I would use, except that Tiana would be on 100% risk, because I have 2 Tianas and be using this Tiana with this Galleon to provide as much resistance as possible. But I hate teams like this. I probably should run it. But I don't have a Savannah right now. So, okay. You see that? You see this is the you see why I don't like this team, because this, I'm glad I got this on video, because I think this is the first time I've seen a Clara that is speed tuned to the Savannah. You saw that? The Savannah moved right behind Clara. Though that's what you really want for this team to be really strong. Speed tuning is not only for offense team, it works for defense as well. And trust me, this team was very speed tuned. Very speed tuned. The only way I could have won is if my my Tiana was on Nemesis, and then I would manage to cut the Savannah. That's the only way I would have won. But that Savannah was speed tuned to the Clara. So much so that she violent procced and Galleon died. You see, if Galleon was still alive, I would have won. But we can't win like this. So we're just gonna, I could try. I'm not going to cleanse because I want the damage buff from Ongyoku, although it still won't make a difference. It still won't make a difference. You see? Like, he got the healing, he got the first turn, he got the damage, and he got the stall. Like, this is an excellent defense. If I pull a Savannah, this is gonna be my new defense. Let me see. Let me see. Are there any other teams that I should try? There's one. There's probably like, no. It's not gonna be. You see? So the next guy is like that. You see how strong this defense was? No, it was the same dude. It was the same dude. But, okay, this type of theme. I'm glad I see this. Now, this unit, Darian, I'm not thinking he's very good on how should I put this? I want to see how much damage that I can do to him, but I don't want him to resist. I don't want the resisting thing to come in it. We're gonna use this team just to show off my Alicia. Now, this passive decreases the damage that other allies receive by 30%, but increases the damage you receive by 15%. Now, this team can be, it's kind of niche and easy to beat at the same time. Because if I use a Pong Bay in this guy's gonna drop easily. Easily. I'm not sure about this team, but I'm gonna use this one because if I use the Zyros team, it's a guaranteed win. There's no doubt about that. It's a guaranteed. If I replace Ongyoku with Zyros, it's a guaranteed win. No doubt. But we're gonna do this one just to see how well it fares. Okay, I get first turn as expected. Then Galleon, land armor break. This is the kind of things that I have to put up with. Like the one unit that I wanted to have the defense break didn't have it. Okay, if I'm gonna win, I'm going to close it out. You see? I mean, like, there's no need for a second test. There's no need, because if I use Zyros here, resets everything, and you know what comes next. So we do like Frost Rush. I know something's gonna oh my god, this team is not actually that bad, you know guys, it's just my rune quality. But anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I will start streaming on Twitch soon. So I created my Twitch account just to save my account, so you guys can go ahead and follow me, and you guys get notified when I officially start my streaming. I stopped because, you know, internet connection. I had too many drops in my internet connection, and I need to get that fixed before I can start streaming again. I also have my IG account where I'll sometimes post some posts about, you know, Summoners War and Call of Duty. So those two games are games that I'll definitely be streaming in the future, so stick around for that. Peace out.